Hello people, let me get out of work before I stop. Oh. Hello lovely people of the internet. It is a lovely, oh my god, it is actually Monday. God, look at that, Monday morning. Bloody hell, over and done with already. Well, it's not over and done with already, but for me, work is over and done with. So, oh, let me just let these people go. I am just driving out of work. So I did an early shift today, which means I was up at the crack of dawn. It was a lovely 3:30 a.m. start. And no, I'm not being dramatic. It was actually a 3:30 a.m. start. Oh, goodbye. Wait, we're gonna have to work this out because you're gonna fall over in the bumps in a minute. So anyway, it started at 3 a.m. this morning, which means I finished at 12, and actually it's not even 12 yet, so I'm quite lucky I'm leaving a bit early because I finished my work. So everybody else went home, so I was like, well, I'm gonna go home too because I finished my work. There was no point me sitting around doing my own work there, was there? No, not really. I still got paid for it. Anyways, completely irrelevant. I'm filming this week because I'm doing earlies 4 days this week, and then on Friday I am actually working from home, but because I think I'm going to basically be able to do most of it, I think I'm going to have like a fun day, chill to myself, and then on Saturday I'm going to pottery with my mum. My mum bought me pottery. She knew I wanted to do pottery, so she bought it for me for my birthday, and I know my birthday was in August and we're now in March, but my point is that we haven't had a chance to do it. So let me move the camera now that we're not going over the bumps. So I'm super excited, and then on Sunday I'm working. I'm doing a little wedding fair for my side job. Just run some photo booths for this little side job, just to make some extra cash when I'm not making, when I don't get a lot of freelance shifts, because I'm still trying to build up my chopping business, and until I have like a good customer base where I can like regularly get enough money to cover when I'm not freelance, if you know what I mean, I need to have something else. So but I thought I'd take you along with me because I also not only have those fun days, but I also have, as mentioned, the fun days of the fact that I finish at 12 p.m. every day this week. So we have some fun. Oh, sorry, my camera cut out there. Let's shut this window for a minute. Yeah, so I thought I'd just take you along for the week with me. I have decided when I'm filming my YouTube videos, and I knew this was going to be the case when I started filming them, I bloody love vlogging, and I'm not the biggest fan of a sit-down video. I don't really enjoy filming them as much, so I just thought to myself, well, I don't need to do them. I can just vlog when I want to vlog, and then also like my makeup videos, like doing my makeup routine, like stuff that like I don't really have to do. I don't have to like prepare a film setup and all sorts of stuff like that. I can just get the camera out, have a little chit chat, and I feel like it's a lot more natural. And also I seem to be getting a lot better of a response on those videos than I do the sit down ones. So I think I'm just going to stick to vlogs for now. So anyway, today is Monday, so I finished work and I'm actually going to go meet my mum on her lunch break for a walk with the dog. So I'm just going to walk the dog with her. That's really all I have to say. She has about an hour for her lunch break, so I'm just going on a nice walk because, as you can see, the sun is shining. I don't care if it's freezing cold outside, I just need the sunshine, and it just makes everything better. I just realised I had my passport still on my screen. It just makes everybody's in a better mood, everybody feels better, and also I can make the most of it because I'm not in work anymore. 12 o'clock. So they'll go for a walk with my mum. I had a terrible night's sleep last night. I was feeling super anxious before I went to bed. Luckily my other half was very good, and he was like very supportive and gave me a hug and made me feel better, but I just could not get out of this anxious mood. So he sat with me for ages, and then I got to sleep. I got to like calm down and like go to sleep at about 12. Bear in mind I had to be up at 3:30, and then I literally was just like waking up, falling back asleep, waking up, falling back all bloody night. Like it just would not stop, and therefore I'm feeling super tired. So I actually think I might go home and have like a quick hour nap, because I normally wouldn't do that because I like to be tired, so then I go to bed early, so then I'm like have my 8 hours of sleep. Normally I go to bed at like 10, or try to go to bed at 10. If I'm doing like 3 days, I'll do like 10 on a day when I haven't had an early shift, and then if I've had an early shift I will be tired enough that I'll go to bed to have like at least 7 hours. And I just am gonna have to take a nap today because I don't feel too tired now, but I know when it comes to tomorrow I'll be really tired. Plus I'm going to the cinema tomorrow evening, actually with my mum. Hilarious, my mum's gonna be so bored of me by the end of this week. And we're going to Pottery on Saturday. But we're going to the cinema tomorrow to watch The Housemaid because I wanted to watch it, and the cinema is cheaper near us. I've got 2 towns near me, and the cinema was cheaper. I've been wanting to go, and my sister's been like, no, I can't go. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm booking it because now it's the last few days you can see it before it goes like away, and I really wanted to go see it in cinemas. So I'll let you know how that goes. And yeah, the only thing, and then I think me and Josh might go to the gym together later, which would be nice because we haven't been to the gym together in a while. And normally I do spin on a Monday, but I just feel like we haven't been to the gym together in a while, and I'm not really feeling spin today. But then I'm never like really feeling spin. I either am like really in the mood. I much prefer Pilates to spin, but when I'm not in the mood, I then always go and feel better after it. So I don't know. I've booked it, but I can't cancel it. It's like it didn't cost me anything, it's just my gym membership. I've got class anyway. So anyway, we'll see how Josh feels, see how he wants to do. But my point is, my feet are sore. So I just actually filmed a Instagram story. I was really proud of myself. I did this thing where I was like, trigger warning, I'm going to talk about feet, and then I was like, oh, here's my video about feet, because I was like, people are going to watch that. Like, you know, people tell you not to do something, or you think, oh, I don't really want to know about that, but then you kind of do because you want to know what I'm going to say. I was like, genius to get people to watch my shitty videos of me like talking absolute rubbish. Anyway, so I filmed that video, and I basically was just talking about how I went out on Friday. So I worked till 10, and all my friends were down in Brighton, and I went out with them after, and I was wearing these slightly raised shoes, like they were like platform shoes, and they had like a nice back and nice front. And I walked to the station, and I walked to the station from work because obviously I was going to be drinking in the evening with my friends. And normally I would have no problem with these shoes, like they would not rub at all. But I've been to work the day before in London, and I had a bit of a blister on the back of my foot, and where I'd walked and I'd not put a plaster on it, or like a proper blister plaster, I caught the back of my foot and it started to bleed. So then I was putting plasters on my feet all day, like, oh yeah, it's just blisters, whatever. And towards the end of the evening, honestly, I was crying in pain, like not to be dramatic at all. I was literally like, I obviously had a bit to drink, but I was like, Josh, I cannot walk home. Like, bear in mind it's a 20-minute walk from the station, so I was like, we could just walk home, like we always walk home. But I was like, I literally needed to get me a taxi. I can't walk because you can't pick me up for 20 minutes of this journey. I was like, I'm in so much pain, and I've got, the problem is, you know, the back of your foot, you've got like those grooves at the back of your foot. It's like there, so it's like in between. So whenever I walk up the stairs or like come down the stairs, where it's started to heal, where it's been bleeding, where the blister's been, it then cracks open again and the wound comes open, and that's why it's so sore. So I'm being a little bit gentle on myself today because my feet don't hurt, like the bottoms of my feet, and when I don't have anything on my feet it doesn't hurt at all, unless I'm walking up and down the stairs or like I put a lot of pressure on it. They are just a bit tender. Actually, that's a lie. They are hurting actually, even when I don't, because when I go up and down the stairs and stuff, they are just a bit sore. Basically, my feet are sore. That's what I have to say about that. And what I was trying to say was, on Saturday they definitely are better because Josh ran me a bath, and he was like, soak your feet in the bath and put your like foot scrub on. I was like, oh my god, yes, you're a genius. So I try and give my feet like a bit of care a week, because I always say you take care of your face, you take care of your body, but you never really take care of like your toes, because everyone's like, oh, gross feet, but without your toes you wouldn't be able to walk. So, and like I've really noticed that now. Like obviously I know it sounds really dramatic, and I'm like, oh my god, Zoe, you've got a blister, get over it, like grow up. But you don't realise until like something hurts, or until like you're in pain. It's like when you break your arm, you don't realise how much you need your arms, or like how much you appreciate your arms, how much you can do with your arms until it's broken. And so I was like, I need to take care of my feet a bit more. So about, I want to say 4 years ago, I had this scrub that I would use on my feet all the time, because I, again, a bit TMI, suffered with athlete's feet like so badly. My mum was an ambassador, she was like, try this foot stuff, it's really good, it's like a Pebble. And then they basically like stopped selling the Pebble, because the Pebble would like break as you put it into water. shorter. So then people were like complaining like they would break. So they hadn't found the right formula. So over the last, like, they like had it out for a good few years and then they just stopped selling it. I was absolutely gutted. And then yesterday, oh God, where am I going? I actually don't know. And then yesterday when I was, then January when I went to the Tropic Takeover, they were like, we're going to be releasing the foot scrub that we had out for, oh dear, there's lots of traffic. It's telling me to go this way, so I think I might go this way and listen to what it's saying. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, phone. Normally I wouldn't go this way, but it's telling me to go this way, which is worrying me slightly, but anyway. Oh no. Oh no. Does that mean the M23 is closed? Oh, I don't know where I'm going. Oh, I hate that when you don't know where you're going. I've just managed to get used to this route. It's like one way on the motorway, but you have like a few side routes, and I'm like, for God's sake. Anyway. So let me go back to the start. So in Christmas, they brought out a foot scrub collection. It was one of my favourite collections. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. They're going to be having all of these like Christmas. They're going to have all these Christmas things back. Like, we're going to be able to, I'm really sorry, I'm not paying attention because I'm paying attention to the road. Okay, so sorry I got distracted there because I was driving. Obviously you need to pay attention to the road, and I couldn't, lost my train of thought. So what I was trying to say was basically at Christmas they brought out some collections, and a lot of them are limited edition. Some of them they keep, some of them they bring back if people like them. The reason they bring some of them out is to test products, to see how people like them. It's a really good idea. So this year they brought back two of my favourite collections. They brought the So Sleepy, but in like you had like a crystal ball at the end of it, rather than it being like a balm that they have currently. I was so excited. And then they also brought out the foot collection, and I was like, oh my God, please tell me they have the scrub, because I loved the scrub. I absolutely adored the scrub, and nobody understood how much I love this scrub. And you best believe they had the bloody scrub, didn't they? Yes, they bloody well did. So they had the scrub, but it wasn't like at the pebble that it was before. It was like the actual foot scrub, like the actual like scrub part of it. And I was like, wow, this is so much better, because it doesn't matter that it crumples, because that's what it's supposed to do, and it's in a pot. It's brilliant. And so I was super excited, and I was like, oh, it's only a limited edition. Why would they do this to me? This is me, and I'm going to have to use this sparingly. And then what happened, we went to the Tropic Takeover in January, and they went, surprise, we're bringing it back out fully. And I was like, love it. Thank you, Tropic. This is why I love you. So anyway, that's what happened. So they brought out the foot scrub, and I'm really super excited about it. So it's come out this January, so if you want one, my web shop link is always in the bottom, or you can DM me on Instagram and just ask me to add it to this week's order. What's the whole point of that? But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking to you now, yapping, because I feel there's a lot of traffic on the road today, and I'm quite warm in this car, to be honest with you. So I want to open the window, and I can't see my maps, and yeah, we just need to have a little look around because people are getting out. So I'm back home. I'm in my little corner of my sofa. It's beautiful outside. Got my green smoothie. I was going to have a snack, and then I thought, I kind of fancy a Chinese, and I'm not going to get a Chinese for dinner. I'm going to make a Chinese, but that means I want to get some greens in first, because I love a bit of balance. It's got apple, spinach, lemon, ginger. It's actually really tasty. It's really hard to get the spinach through the straw. So annoying. Anyway, had a fun day at work, as I mentioned to you earlier. I went and met my mum for a walk with the dog. We just had a chat, went over some things for my sister's wedding, and then I'm going to have a little nap now, I think, for 5. because I think I need to revitalise and rejuvenate so that I can be ready to cook some dinner and head to the gym. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to, while I'm falling asleep, I'm going to watch an old Zoella video because I'm a bit obsessed with doing that at the minute. Zoe and Mark, their old videos together, just Zoella's old vlogs as well. It just brings me so much joy. And I've just finished reading A Court of Thorns, the book 2. And I'm going to be honest, sorry, unpopular opinion, it took me so long to read and I didn't really enjoy it. I think they're going to be like holiday books because I don't hate them. I just don't love them. And if I'm at home, I have to love the book I'm reading because I don't read that much. And I need to read more. So I need to have a book that I enjoy to keep reading, if you know what I mean. So I'm finishing that, and then I also was in the middle of reading this book, which actually is quite good as well. It's Roman Kemp's Are You Really Okay? I bought it for Christmas. It's just one, again, I probably wouldn't reach for on the bookshelf. I think it was one I had on my list that I was like, oh yeah, Roman Kemp, I'm sure it'd be a really cool story. And it is quite a good book, but I'm not loving it. I just don't love it. So I'm going to try and make my way through that while having something on the background, which I know is kind of contradictory to reading, but if I can make my way through it, that'll be it. And then I've got a book. I went to my therapy session. She was like, get a book out that you love and you've read read and you love and it's on your bookshelf. And so I'm actually going to read Girl Online because I do have some stories that I do really want to read on there, but I don't know. I just feel like it could be quite nice to have that. And then I always try and have a fiction and a non-fiction on the go. So I've also got Atomic Habits as well I'm going to start, which I started in and out in places, but I'm going to try and read a chapter in the morning and then that, and then I've done my daily steps. I just really am trying to focus on myself. So let's have this nap after I've drunk my juice, and then I will chat to you more while I make my dinner maybe. My recent video, so I just went around my house to kind of prove that I do actually use the products, because sometimes I think when I sell my products people think I don't actually use them, but I do and I love them. So anyway, I've just gone around my house and done my 3 products under £20, my 3 favourites. I've done the illuminating drops, I've done the So Sleepy Temple Balm, and I chose the Hush Your Eye Mask, which you get a pack of 5, that's 5 for the price of £15. I couldn't think then, my brain wasn't working, but I'm just about to, I've actually caught up with Made in Chelsea. I've watched every single episode. I know that's really sad to admit, but I'm a bit obsessed with it and I love it, and I just have these phases where I go and watching it, and now I have to admit I am watching all of the when they're abroad, when they do a different season. But I'm about to make some dinner, so I'm going to do a time lapse while I make some dinner. I think I'm going to make an nutritious recipe. I made the nutritious recipe a couple of days ago, and basically I don't know if you remember in my last video I was saying I was doing a shred, but I'm not doing that anymore. And so I can experiment again with fun, tasty recipes, and I'm really super excited about that because I much prefer a healthy recipe that you control your portions and your greens and stuff. For example, I saw a video today on TikTok that's not the fridge open what I'm showing to you on TikTok that was you're eating all the right foods, but you're eating too much of the pasta. So you need 70 grams of pasta, but you're putting 200 grams in because you're doing it by eye. So I'm going to keep sticking with, now that I've learned about the nutritional side of it, that's what she explained in the shred. I'm actually I understand food, which is actually crazy. And now I can, instead of doing the shred plain food, I can put my spices on, I can do all my fun things, and I can experiment and enjoy my food again. Not that I wasn't enjoying the food, but it's a lot more tasty now, but also with control and still making sure that I'm keeping toned and feeling confident in my body and comfortable. So I'm going to do that. And then we're going to go for a quick walk. Me and Josh, I think, around the block just to let our food down. And then me and my mum are going to the cinema. So I am going to eat some chocolate, I think, and get some sweets. Not from the cinema. I think we might pop to the shops beforehand because it's cheaper to get it from the shops. But I need to have a look at this recipe before I do anything. Use my tiny chopping board because the other one's in the wash. And yeah, I'm just going to... It's the evening. My pyjamas are on. I'm so happy. I had a wonderful afternoon. I ended up falling asleep because I knew I was going out later, and I was like, I need to just sleep because I know I'm going to the cinema, and by the time the ads are finished, I'm not going to get home till like 10 o'clock, which means that I probably won't get to sleep till 11. So I need some sleep. So I ended up having a nap, and then I was like, quick, rushing to make dinner. So I promise tomorrow I will film dinner for you. Girl dinner. My mum just reminded me of going to pottery on Saturday. I'm getting all my weekends confused, I'm going to be honest. I'm seeing my mum quite a lot this month, and I'm like, what weekend are we doing this? What weekend are we doing that? Anyway, Housemaid review. Now, I haven't read the book, and I hate to be that person that goes to the film that hasn't read the book, because I feel like you need to read the book first. But I wasn't aware it was a book until the film came out, because I've only started to get into that kind of genre of books more recently, because I was always kind of bought books before, based on like ones I'd seen just like in a shop that like probably somebody had recommended. And actually I'm starting to find my own niche with books, and I definitely know what I like and what I don't like. And I feel like I've got some books that I, will read more on holiday, some I'll read in the morning. And I definitely like Colleen Hoover. I understand now liking a writer. Colleen Hoover is one of my favourite writers. I love the way she writes. I love the style of writing she does. And I also really like her stories. That kind of like romance, thriller, love. I love a murder mystery, but again, it can't be like all about death, because I'm absolutely petrified of death, and it cannot be all about death. It has to have some sort of like story to it as well. Again, why I like Colleen Hoover type. I do like a romance, but again, it's got to have a story. It can't just be Romeo and Juliet, like cringy love, boring, in my opinion. Like over what's the word? Hyped. I do like the Twisted series. I've only read one of the books so far. I've bought the series. Sorry. I know. I do like a book like that. Girl Online is one of my faves. I do love an autobiography, but it has to be for somebody that I normally usually like. So actually, I'm currently trying to make my way through Roman Kemp's Are You Really Okay? I put this on my list, and I'm not actually sure why I did a couple of weeks, years ago. And like every Christmas and every birthday, if anyone doesn't know what to get me, I'm always like, just get me a book and I'll read that. So people seem to always get the ones that you want least. You know what I mean? Anyway, obviously, Roman Kemp is a great DJ, and as somebody who wants to enter the media industry properly, I definitely aspire to his lifestyle in terms of radio and his way he comes across him on radio. So I was very intrigued by this, and of course his family are very interesting as well. And I just want to kind of see, like, obviously from his side, how it's been growing up in that kind of world, and people kind of thinking that he's built his career because of it. And he wrote this book basically on the pretense that his best friend, trigger warning, I'll give you a minute to turn off the trigger warning, his best friend killed himself a couple of years ago, and it was kind of like how he's dealt with that, and also how like he just wanted to write something that he thinks could kind of help somebody open up if they need to. And I do think it's a really important book and a really important story, and I am really enjoying it. Like, it's not sad to read. I mean, there are a few sad parts, it's not nice to read that that's happened to somebody, but it's very much about his life and how he's dealt with struggles through his life, so that people can kind of relate and be like, actually, I'm not so alone, especially coming from a male, because as we know, males do not talk as much as females. I mean, I'm Zoe and I talk way too much, and I literally will, like, as Kat Burns says, she's like, give me something to talk about, I'll tell you my whole life story, all my traumas and everything. Me, literally me. Anyway, this is what I've been making my way through. Normally I have honestly like 3 books on the go. I never used to be that person, but I do really like the idea of switching in between. So I like to have like a autobiography on the go. So, you know, one by somebody that I admire to. I like to have a fiction and a non-fiction on the go. And normally I read the kind of like self-help, and like non-fiction is definitely like self-help. It's very like Mel Robbins, Let Them Theory. I haven't read that one yet. I'm currently gonna start Atomic Habits. So I've currently got Atomic Habits on the go. Are You Really Okay? And my therapist told me, as I said in yesterday's clip, she told me to read a book that was my fave. So I'm just gonna start going online again. But this has been, oh my God, I thought it was a ladybug. It's just my awful painting. This has been in my bookshelf for a while, and I'm just not making my way through it because it's not one that I'm grabbing. Like if I've got 3 on the go, I need them all to be like grabbing. And then if I'm not getting grabbed by any of them, I will just stick to one, make my way through it. And then I do have like random ones, like ones that I kind of like the sound of but wouldn't normally read, and I read them on holiday, because if I read them at home, I will just not read for weeks. Whereas if I read them on holiday, I have no choice. I'm laying in the sun, I want to read a book, and I will just make my way through it. And then I tend to enjoy the book a lot more. Anyway, so the point isn't actually about books. I just went on a complete book tangent there, and I really need to stop talking because I need to go to bed. But The Housemaid, me and my mum went and saw it. I'm going to go make my tea and take you downstairs with me while I read this. So I saw The Housemaid with my mum. It has been in the cinemas since December of 2025, I believe. I only know that because I listened to it. I didn't realise how long it had been in cinemas for. Olivia Attwood, again, one of my faves, and I'm literally obsessed with all of her programmes, her podcast, everything. I've been listening to her podcast a lot recently, and I listened to an older episode, and she was saying how like it's the must-see movie of the season, and I was like, this is Christmas time. What is she talking about? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I understood. Basically, it was just like a really big film. So it's been in cinemas for ages, and literally, so we have 2 cinemas near me. One's slightly cheaper and a lot smaller, so the films aren't there for as long, and the other one's a Cineworld as big. So tried to go to the smaller cinema. My sister and her friend were about as useless as a 10-foot pole and trying to organise something. And then my sister's friend watched it on a dodgy box, like, you know, all those dodgy things that they have. And I was like, oh my God, it's so annoying. Anyway, my mum was like, right, let's go to the cinema. We'll pay the £2 extra. Well, it's like £3 extra, but we'll go. I was like, okay. So we had a box of popcorn. We had in the popcorn I made some popcorn at home. It was just the popcorn kernels, and I cooked it in butter, and then I just put a little drizzle of salt on it. And then I put the leftover straws that I had in my cupboard, and also some like fizzy snakes things I had in there. And I just put it on the box, and me and my mum shared it. And you know when like, by the time the actual films come on, you've already finished your box of sweets and popcorn. Me and my mum were sharing, and I finished it. And I was just making a video for my sisters, and I was like, since I've done the shred, I've really appreciated nutrition a lot more. And I actually am really getting quite happy at where I am with food. I've always had a terrible relationship with food. I always am like, beat myself up if I eat something or have something bad, or I'll binge, and then, you know, I won't eat. I'll be like, oh, I've ruined it. We'll start again tomorrow, whatever else it is. And since I've done the shred, I've had a real different aspect and look on food. I've been listening to Activations on the Activations app, which I've been listening to. If you haven't checked that out, Mimi Bouchard Activations are amazing. They're not meditations. They're on-the-go meditations you can listen to while in the car or doing something, and I'm literally obsessed with them. You need to check it out. Mimi Bouchard, Activate, her podcast, listen to that to start with. Download the app. I paid for the year subscription, and then I pay it back monthly. So then by the end of the year, I have the subscription again because it's just a lot cheaper that way. And honestly, it's the best money I've spent. Anyway, again, another tangent. But I just was like, you know what? Me and my mum shared a box of popcorn and some sweets at the cinema. Like, we don't go to the cinema ever. It's a nice treat. I know it's coming. I've eaten really well all day, but I was beating myself up because I already had a pack of Walker's crisps earlier, like Walker's salt and vinegar crisps. Bear in mind, today I've been up since 3:30, so I ate them at like about 8 o'clock this morning, probably maybe even 7:30, as a snack, but it's because I really fancied them last night and I was like, oh God, look at me, I'm so fat. And I was like, actually, no, I've eaten so well this week, today. I really wanted it. I really fancied it. Monday, I really fancied Chinese. Instead of making a Chinese, I made an at-home Chinese. So I did like a Chinese takeaway, so much healthier. And now my body and I am craving like a smoothie and a green juice. I had a green juice today, really enjoyed it. I've got a smoothie for breakfast tomorrow, a green juice tomorrow, and then I'm gonna have a baked potato for dinner. How delicious. I love a smoothie. I'm a bit obsessed with smoothies actually. I'm trying to make the perfect smoothie recipe at the minute. And I tried to make it today thinking I had all the ingredients, but I put a little bit too much pineapple in it, so I know that for next time. Anyway, yeah, the film was great, really enjoyed it. I do think it went on for a bit too long. I do feel like it was quite long for what it needed to be. But either way, it was a good film. Anything with Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney is obviously going to be a 10 out of 10. Lovely twist, didn't know it was going to happen. Really enjoyed it. I just felt like the first bit, like it was elongated and then they kind of quicked the last bit. I'd rather it have been like shortened at the start and then that bit like, so then you were kind of like going the whole time. Really good twist, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I am happy I went and saw it. The ending was also a bit strange because I was like, oh my God, if you haven't seen it, again, spoiler, sorry. I was like, oh my God, you know, I'm just gonna go and kill everybody's husbands. But there is a second book, so I'm now gonna have to go read the book. Now, I really have to get up early this morning, in like a few hours. So I'm gonna clean my teeth and go to bed. I'm just editing my video and I just thought I'd come on and do a quick explainer. So initially when I started filming this video, I was going to film and basically film my whole week and then that was going to be the video, but because I didn't think I had as much to do or as much to film as what I did. And then I ended up filming so much throughout the week and I ended up creating 2 videos with it. So I've got one where I go to town and I go to pottery, and then I've got another where I basically vlogged my week kind of at home after work, really chill, just chatting to the camera a lot. You seem to really like the videos where I'm just like spend the week with me, so I just thought that I would split it into 2 spend the week with me's instead. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and then the other one will come out in the next couple of weeks. And I'll do like an intro like what I'm doing now to explain that as well. So thank you for watching, and if you don't like it, that's fine, don't watch. And I'll see you very soon. Bye.